What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We're back at more Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 action, and today we're going to be taking the Super Hornet back out on another military training route, another low level. Should be a lot of fun. We'll be flying in Central Florida out of MacDill Air Force Base for VFA 106. Let's get right to it, get in the little nav map. We'll take a look at what we're going to be doing. All right, this is basically our route. Like I said, we will be flying for VFA 106. This is kind of based on a real-life deployment they made from NAS Oceana in Virginia down to MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa. I think it was 2018 when they did it, and from what I understand and from what I read, they did some work down in the Avon Park bomb range. A lot of people don't realize there is a large active bomb range just about practically in the middle of Florida that a lot of different aircraft use, from A-10s, F-16s, F-18s. I even want to say my friend that flew the B-1 way back in the day, I want to say he said that they did some work in there too. Don't quote me on that. I could be completely mistaken, but I thought they did. Anyway, our route has us departing Tampa up here at MacDill Air Force Base. We'll fly direct to low-level entry point Alpha here on IR-50. And then we'll fly just north of Arcadia. We'll fly to the northeast of LaBelle. We'll fly to the northwest corner of Lake Okeechobee. We'll hook a hard left into the Avon Park bomb range. You can see this is the restricted area right here for it. There's lots and lots of different layers and sections to it. We won't get into all that, but this is basically the bomb range. The targets would be located up here just to the east of the auxiliary airfield. And then the restricted area is also bracketed by several MOAs as well too. We'll fly into the bomb range. We'll cruise around a little bit, take a look at the targets and stuff like that. They have a lot of neat stuff in there. And then we'll exit out of the range on IR-48 at entry point Alpha here. We'll hit Bravo and then Charlie and then direct back to MacDill. IR-48 will cruise at 4,000 feet. It's basically kind of like a higher altitude corridor for aircraft to exit the range and head back to MacDill and kind of deconflict from civilian traffic. So it's not like a traditional low level, it's a little higher up. Either way, it should be a really fun flight. It's a beautiful day in Florida today. Should be a great day to fly. Also running the radio tower mod in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, so we do have to be aware of that. And we do have some big boys out there today on this flight. We've got one just to the south of the center line at 1,667 feet. So that is most definitely one that could reach up and get us on the way out. Everything else should be okay. We'll be flying around at 500 feet. So I think everything is below 500 feet from that point on. And then on IR-48, we have another one that's 1,514 feet, but we'll be cruising 3,000 to 4,000 feet probably. So that shouldn't be a problem as well. All right, we're in our bird. Let's go ahead and get started with the startup. We don't have track R right now because it's kind of janky when you're looking around in the cockpit and stuff like that. So we'll keep it off for the moment. But first thing we want to do is come down here on the right-hand side and hit battery, get that turned on. And we're going to go to the left and get the APU going. There you go. Just click it and switch it on. Nice. All right, while that's starting up, we'll take care of a few things with our avionics here. We'll go ahead and hit mode on that, and we'll go to, let's see, key up, and there we go. All right, we'll take the map off. I don't care for the map too much. It's all right, but I don't know. I tend to run without it. All right, let's go over here on the left MFD. We're going to hit menu, and then TAC menu, and then we're going to go to HSI. Over here, and then we'll do a waypoint and sequence, and there's our route. As you can see, our route's on the map, so we're good to go with that. I know we've got to this one when you're flying and looking at the HUD, you can't see the bottom one, so I tend to have this one over here on the left. All right, we got the green light on the APU, so it's good to go. Let's go ahead and get our position lights going. So we'll turn these all the way up. And then just in front of the throttle here are the strobes. They're kind of hid. You kind of have to figure out where to click on them, but we'll click those and get them going as well. We won't need formation lights because we're not flying in formation. We're a single ship. All right, now all that is good to go. Let's go over here, and this is our starter switch. We're going to select right by right-clicking it, and the right engine should start to power up. You look at our engine display down here in the bottom left corner, you'll see the RPMs start to come up and the nozzle start to open as well. So So it'll be up shortly, and then we'll do the same thing on the left engine. And while that's starting up, also want to make sure that you top off your fuel. We're going to top it off to about 90, 98, 99, somewhere in there would be good. There is a mod out now that adds external fuel tanks. It doesn't add a model, it only simulates the external fuel tanks, which gives you a lot more range. I've yet to try that out because there's going to be some conflicts between the mods that I have now, so I'm trying to figure out how to take care of that. All right, right engine's at 62%, so it's looking good. Let's go ahead and do the left. So what we'll do is switch it over to the left, and it'll start up. And once the engines get spooled up and going good, then the APU will shut down on its own. We'll see that in just a second. All right, as we sit here, also going to take flaps to half, going to grab them and drag them down to half there. There's going to be 3 positions, auto, half, and I think, what is this bottom one there? Is that full? I think it's full. Yeah, full. Okay, so we'll drag it down to half. We'll do half. I've had some weirdness with the auto flaps as I've gotten into it a little bit here, so yeah, we're going to do half, and then once we get up in the air good, we'll put them back in auto. All right, let's go ahead and set our altimeter as well. While we do that, we'll press B. I'll get that set. There we go, very nice. And our left engine is now 62%, so we're good on that one as well. This isn't, you know, this is just a very basic startup. This isn't anything like, you know, I don't assume it's anything like a real life startup. There's probably a lot more to it. This is just the basics on how to get the airplane up and running, and kind of the flow for that. All right, you hear the APU spooling down, so she is shutting down. We're good with that. Flaps should be at half. Let's exit the aircraft and take a peek here real quick. Yep, looks good. Let's go through all the flight controls and stuff. All right, looking good. I think we're set, right? All right, track R's up and working. Okay, I think we're good with that. Let's go ahead and knock the brakes off, and we'll crack the throttle and get going. We'll head to the departure runway. We will be departing on the runway 23. I think winds are out of 226 at 8 knots. That's what it's saying. All right, as we come up to the runway, we want to go ahead and get our first waypoint set. So we come down here, and you see the 0 with the up arrow here. We're going to click the up arrow, and it's going to take us to waypoint 1, which would be right here. That's our first waypoint. That'd be our entry into IR 50. All right, let's go ahead and line up on the active. Then we'll blast off. We'll be out of here. I love this plane. This has turned out to be a really nice flying plane. I don't have a lot of problems with it. Sure, it needs some improvements. It's got some quirks and things like that. But it's not a bad airplane. It's not a study level aircraft. It's not a DCS aircraft. It won't ever be like that. I just want a airplane that flies nice, that gets you from point A to point B, that has a pretty decent nav system on it. And that's it. So, I mean, we're kind of getting there already. Let's go ahead and open the throttle. We'll do a burner takeoff. All right, there we go. Let's go into burner. There we go. Nice. A little bit of a crosswind, not too terribly bad. Go ahead and pull back on her. And we're up. Let's get the gear up. Gear should be coming up. We'll come out of the burner at 300 knots. We're going to cruise at 300. At least we'll cruise to the entry at 300, give or take. There we go, 306, not bad. There we go, beautiful Tampa. That should be, I guess that's St. Petersburg over there to the 1 o'clock. Tampa would be more back behind us there. Either way, beautiful area. I've been to St. Petersburg before. It was great, great vacation. Kind of a vacation. Amerity had to go down there for a training for work. We basically got to stay on the beach for like a week or two, paid for by her work, and she did some training and stuff like that. So it was really, really nice. I'll never forget that trip. We loved it. All right, let's go ahead and turn on course for our entry point here. And we'll cruise like 3,000 feet, something like that. Nice, there we go. Just about to hit 770 subs. I want to thank all you guys. You're absolutely awesome. I've been loving it. I enjoy doing this. Still relatively new to it. You know, I've been doing it a little over a year now, and it's definitely a learning process. It's definitely not easy. Not easy doing this stuff. I have a lot of great respect for anyone that tries to do this, because it's a lot of hard work, that is for sure. But I do love it. I love gaming. I've been into gaming for decades. You know, since the 80s, since the late 80s, I've been into gaming. I've played all kinds of games over the years, first-person shooters, the MMOs, flight sims, you name it. I've pretty much played it, I think. So it's fun to be able to do this and share it with you guys. And I really do appreciate each and every one of you that's supported the channel and helped it grow. There's a lot more I want to do as time goes on, and as the channel builds up. There's so much more I want to do, so I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys. All right, so we're cruising out to our entry point at Alpha. We're 12 out, 3,000 feet in change, and 300 knots. So just kind of like a nice leisurely little flight over there, and getting to enjoy the scenery and stuff like that. I think that direction down there about 2 or 3 o'clock would be Bradenton. And we do have some clouds out there that look like they have a pretty low base. So hopefully that won't be a problem, because this route we need a minimum cloud base of 1,700 feet MSL. So yeah, hopefully that won't be an issue for us. I hope not. It sucks about the clouds. Once again, I look at SkyVector. SkyVector says it's clear down here, and of course we get into Microsoft and it's something different. And that is like one of my biggest beefs with Flight Simulator 2020 is this weather modeling system. Is like, if I look at the weather outside of the sim, then damn it, I want it to be the same in the sim too. Like, I don't need the sim to have its own interpretation of what the weather should be. That really aggravates me. All right, we're hitting entry point. Let's go ahead and we'll select waypoint 2, and we'll get down on the deck and pick the speed up. We'll fly it at 480 knots. We're gonna be a little quick on that, and let's go ahead and get radar altimeter going. I did figure out how to do that. I did figure out how to get the radar altimeter up. We'll look at that some more in a second once we get established, but there we go. Got some radio towers off there through the 1 o'clock. A few over there. Gotta do this at 500 feet. 500 feet to 3,000. We'll do it at 500. We'll do it at, oh, we got a little faster. We'll do it at 480 knots. Power back a little bit here. Let her slow up some. Another tower coming out of 1 o'clock there. This plane is tricky. It's really tricky. Like, I can barely move the throttle, and I have a drastic effect on the speed. Like, you know, if I pull the throttle back a micromillimeter, I like to use that word, a micromillimeter, then the speed just really drops off. So I may have to go into the sensitivities of my throttle and like desensitize it a little bit, because like getting it on speed and holding a speed is probably one of the hardest things in this plane for me. All right, we're 10 out of waypoint 2, steer point Bravo. Kind of in the rural area of Florida. Of course, they're not going to have a bomb range, you know, right in the middle of a built-up area. Even though most of Florida, I mean, there's lots of really built-up areas of Florida too. So you don't really associate rural areas with Florida, especially this part of the state. As we come up to steer point Charlie, after Bravo, we hit Charlie. Charlie won't be too far out. We have to avoid the town of Brownsville. So the center line goes directly over Brownsville. I think what we'll do is we'll go to the right of the center line a little bit and avoid town. All right, we're coming up on Bravo now. 0.7 out. Kind of wish the waypoints would cycle on their own. I'm going to have to figure something out on that as far as key binding. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next steer point. Come up to Charlie. And we want to go to the right of the center line, at least just a little bit. There'll be 2 radio towers, 322 feet. We'll have to kind of keep an eye out for them. They shouldn't be a problem. There we go, looking very nice. I enjoy the low-level flying in sim, guys. It's some of my favorite stuff to do. It really is. Get to check out the scenery, get to cover some territory pretty quick. You know, not like flying a Cessna around sightseeing. All right, Brownsville is gonna be right over there. It's a little tiny town. They must have some people really complaining about the noise to have a see and avoid on it. There we go. All right, we'll just stay this way. We'll go to the next waypoint, steer point, Delta. And we're fixing to pick up the center line in just a second here. I am using Little Nav Map kind of as like a secondary navigation system. It works out really good. It gives me really good situational awareness. I can use the VFR charts. I see where all the obstructions are at and some towns and stuff like that. So kind of like using it. Man, what a gorgeous day, right? Like a gorgeous day to fly. Could you imagine getting paid to do this in real life? It's the greatest thing ever. I've known several guys that were in military aviation in real life, and they have like each and every one of them, every single one, loved the flying. You know, they loved the flying. They said it was the best ever. All right, clicking along really good here. We're 19 out of our next steer points. Not the first time we've been in Avon Park. A long time ago I did a live stream. We did some low-level flying in Florida in the T-45 and we went into Avon Park. I've done a few other low levels in Florida as well. We did a low level down to Key West and one up in northern Florida around Jacksonville that way. So we've done like quite a few low-level flights here in Florida. We've done some stuff down around or up around Pensacola in the T-45. So Florida's a nice state to do this stuff in. All right, there's another radio tower right where I saw it. There it is. All right, and that is on the sectional, 320 feet. Love that mod. That is like one of my favorite mods in FS 2020 is that tower mod. All right, take another look at our bird here, VFA 106 out of NAS Oceana in Virginia. Real life squadron. Paint schemes available on flightsim.to by Venom. That dude has put out some awesome schemes for these aircraft. He's put in a lot of hard work and is very much appreciated to be able to go in and give these planes a little flavor from the different squadrons and stuff like that. All right, we're 5 out of our steer point. We'll wait till about a mile out and then we'll make our turn. But once again, I'll tell you guys, I'm not a real life pilot. I've never done any kind of real life military flying. This is all information that I picked up on my own via friends and the internet and stuff like that. So it's by no means anywhere near 100% by the book. We just kind of go through the motions and enjoy it and have fun for entertainment purposes. There's a lot more to this. There's way more to this than what we do. There's like timing and you know Like really, the timing is the big thing to me. Is like, at what point should you turn to go from center line to center line? Feel like on this turn we're going to fly through the center line just a tad. Got a little bit low there. Let's get her back up. Oh, lag. There we go. Now we're back on it. All right, got off of it just sad on that turn there. Kind of had to swim like a salmon there. All right, 17 out of our next steer points. Fixing to hit Lake Okeechobee and steer point Echo. I may do a video on how I plan this out. I've kind of done one before a while back, a little bit about Little Nav Map, and it's such an awesome program, especially to be free, to be completely free. It's got some nice add-ons to it as far as additional maps you can get. It is perfect for doing the low-level flying in the United States, because you can pull up the VFR charts in it and see exactly where the routes are at. And then if you pair that up with the AP1B, then you're golden. Like, you know how to plan this stuff out perfectly. All right, there's Lake Okeechobee, another radio cell phone tower down there. A little bumpy here. Just, you can see it, just a little bit of bumping around. Last several flights been pretty smooth. This is the bumpiest I've seen it in a while. All right, let's go ahead and go to our next steer point. And we'll make our turn. There's our shadow there, very nice. That looks sharp. All right, next steer points. Through the exits. And we'll have to climb to 1,500 feet. Looking at the AP1B, it says to enter at 1,500 feet the bomb range, so that's what we'll be doing. It's actually a block. It's a block. I can't remember off the top of my head, but the bottom of it is 1,500 feet. I think the top maybe 3,000 or 4,000 feet, something like that. There we go. Back on the center line. All right. All right, let's go ahead and climb up 1,500 feet. Probably just a little bit more. One out of the exit. As soon as we exit, we'll be in it's R2901. Oh, we went through it. We went through it. Well, actually, we got the block, so we could go through a little higher than that. That's right. Never mind. We'll do 2,000 feet. All right, we are now currently in the range, or in the restricted area. We'll turn and we'll kind of follow the Kissimmee River up, and then we'll take a look at the bomb targets and stuff like that. They got a lot of neat stuff up there. They got airfields, simulated airfields, SA-2 sites, or surface air missile sites, that kind of stuff. All right, here we go. You can see some of the bomb targets. These are the southern targets right here. There's some more on up to the north. We'll fly around them a little bit, check them out. I don't know what all these are. I mean, some of them look like traditional bullseye targets. Some of them look like maybe a strafing target or something like that. They got some areas set up, it looks like, down there with containers and stuff like that. Maybe it's to simulate little villages or cities and stuff, but here's some of the targets here. It'd be cool if we had inert bombs to drop. I would love to see that. Like I said, I don't expect this to be DCS. I don't necessarily want it to, but an inert bomb would be really cool. There you go. There's some of this stuff. Then we got some more targets and stuff over here. Like the triangle. I think that's supposed to be part of a surface air missile site, maybe. Maybe. I could totally be wrong. Who knows? All right, let's go ahead and pull some G's and get over to the northern part of the site. All right, there's the auxiliary airfield. Actually, no, it's not. That isn't the auxiliary airfield. That is the other targets. The other targets. That's the target airfield. Do a low pass on it here. Go a couple more bullseye targets. The SA2 sites don't show up on here like they do on Google Earth. I've yet to really spot them. There's one. Okay, there's one off the airfield. You can see it. Looks like the Star David there. Will be a SA2 site, and there should be another one around here somewhere too. I'm not quite sure where it's at. Either way, really cool stuff. A lot of stuff in here. I don't think, like I said, a lot of people don't realize this is in this part of Central Florida. Do a little searching around on YouTube, and you can find some videos. I think of A-10s. At least A-10s work in the bomb range, so that's cool. All right, we need to turn back for our exit. All right, let's head to our next steer points. Going to be entry into our 48. This is going to be our exit route back to the base. Get down to 3,000 feet. Or I take that back, 4,000 feet. And get our speed back up as well. There you go, look at the auxiliary field below us. Pretty cool. Like it got some pads down there, all kind of stuff. All right, let's go ahead and switch our radar altimeter off and go back to Barrow. This is the switch right here. Now, I was wondering that for a while. The last several times I've flown the plane, I'm like, why does it not have a radar altimeter? Well, there you go. You actually have a selector switch. I actually found this on some drawings of the real-life Super Hornet cockpit. I saw it, and I was like, that's where it at. And so I jumped in sim, and sure enough, it was there. So switch it up to Barrow, Now we're on baro altimeter instead of radar. And we'll cruise back to Big Deal. Let's get turned on course though. I wasn't paying attention. Got like 5 miles on either side of the center line, so we've got a little bit of room to play with. Go to our next steer point. Go. Now we're back on it. Like some of the phosphate mining that they do down here in the Bone Valley below us, you can see where the ground is disturbed. All right, 10 out of exit. As soon as we exit, we'll pull speed back to like 350 knots. We'll cruise back to MacDill, and we'll probably do the overhead for runway 23. Like that's the Tico power plant over there. You see all the stacks. I think that is. All right, 3,000 feet. You know, let's pull the speed on back to 300. We're kind of cramped here. Like that's MacDill in front of us right there, and we need to turn and get set up for our initial for the overhead, and like we don't have a lot of a lot of room here. Go ahead and going down to 1,500 feet. Little airfield in front of us there is going to be Peter O'Knight. That's the one that had the C-17 land at by mistake. They thought they were landing at MacDill, and they landed on like, a 4,500 foot runway. Press made a big deal out of it, but really that was nothing for the C-17. I mean, come on, they could do that all day long with their eyes closed, so they just made a big deal out of it. I'm sure they got racked pretty good on that, though. Down to 1,500 feet. All right, 1,600 feet, coming up on 15. Go ahead and level out, put the power back in. Here we go, a little bit through it, we're all right. All right, here we go for the overhead. We'll do midfield. All right, let's go ahead and go. We'll power back. Lost a little altitude on that. All right, gear down. Realized I had my second monitor selected. That really goofed me up for a second there. Good thing I noticed that. Go fast there. There we go. Now we're back on it. Kinda, sorta. All right, flyer into the runway, no flare. That's everything I read. Approach speed seems really low for me. Here we go. V-brake out. Nice, welcome back to McDill, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed that. That's a really fun route. Kind of in a built-up area. It's not mountainous. It's like flat as a pancake, but something a little different. It's not always about mountains and stuff like that. So we may have to do some flying up in like Maine or Vermont or something, something along those lines. I've been looking for some routes up there we can fly, maybe some deployments up there. There are some instrument routes in Maine and Vermont that the Navy owns out of China Lake, which I'm kind of interested in. I don't know why they would have those in Maine, but looks pretty cool. It looks like they're old B-52 routes from the old oil burner routes. So we may have to check those out. All right, let's go ahead and get flaps up. And speed brakes are back in. All right, guys, I think that's going to do it for this one. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to hit that like, subscribe, ring that bell. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you do low-level flying and all that stuff. And with all that said, we'll catch you guys in the air next time. Peace.